You probably make this mistake with cloves every single day without even realizing it, and it might be quietly cancelling out all the benefits. What if I told you that one simple error could be turning this powerful spice into something completely useless or even harmful to your body? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal today could completely change the way you use cloves and protect your health starting right now. Cloves are one of the most powerful natural spices we have available, packed with a compound called eugenol that can make up to 90% of the oil. But here's what most people don't know. This same compound that gives cloves their incredible benefits can also cause serious problems if used incorrectly. Many people over 55 use cloves regularly for health reasons, but studies show that most are making at least one critical mistake in how they consume them. The consequences can range from getting zero benefits at all to experiencing liver damage, dangerous drops in blood sugar, or even severe bleeding problems. So what exactly are these mistakes that could be putting your health at risk without you knowing it? And why do they happen so often in our generation? And why do some people get amazing results from cloves, while others feel absolutely nothing, or even worse than before they started using them? I'm going to answer all of these questions throughout this video, and I promise you'll have a complete understanding by the end of our time together. Before we continue, I'd love to know where you're watching this video from, so please leave a comment below telling me your location right now. Let me explain something really important about how cloves actually work inside your body, so you can understand why these mistakes matter so much. Think of eugenol, the main active compound in cloves, like a very powerful medicine that needs to be handled with respect and proper knowledge. When you use cloves the right way, eugenol can help reduce inflammation, fight harmful bacteria, and even support better blood sugar control naturally. But here's where it gets tricky. The same compound that helps you when used correctly can harm your liver, kidneys, and blood when used wrong. International health experts have established that adults can safely consume up to 2.5 milligrams of eugenol per kilogram of body weight daily. That might sound complicated, but it basically means that using cloves as a normal cooking spice is perfectly safe for almost everyone in proper amounts. Now, pay very close attention, because I'm going to reveal the 5 biggest mistakes people make with cloves that either waste their benefits or harm health. These are mistakes that almost nobody talks about, but that could be affecting your health right now, without you even realizing what's happening. Mistake number 1. Using old or improperly stored cloves that have lost all their power and are basically doing nothing for your health anymore. Most people keep their cloves in a jar near the stove or in a cabinet with other spices without thinking twice about it for years. But here's what happens when you do that. Heat, light, and air slowly destroy the eugenol and other active compounds that make cloves beneficial. Ground cloves lose their power even faster than whole ones, because grinding exposes much more surface area to air and speeds up the breakdown process. Research shows that cloves stored improperly for just 6 months can lose up to half of their active compounds without any visible change in appearance. Think of it like keeping fresh fruit in the sun. It might still look okay for a while, but all the vitamins are disappearing day by day. So when you use these old, degraded cloves, you're essentially adding nothing more than a bit of flavor without any of the health benefits. This is probably the most common mistake people make, and it's completely preventable with just a little bit of knowledge and better storage habits. The solution is actually very simple and won't cost you much money or effort at all to implement in your kitchen starting today. Always buy whole cloves instead of pre-ground ones whenever possible, because whole cloves keep their power much longer than ground versions do. Store your cloves in a completely airtight container made of glass or metal, never in plastic bags or containers that let air seep through slowly. Keep that container in a dark, cool place away from your stove, oven, or any windows where sunlight can reach it during the day. A closed cupboard or drawer that stays cool is perfect for this purpose and will help your cloves maintain their strength for much longer. When you need ground cloves for a recipe, just grind a small amount fresh using a coffee grinder or mortar and pestle right before using. This way, you're getting the maximum amount of active compounds every single time you use cloves, instead of wasting money on useless old spice. If you've had the same jar of cloves sitting in your kitchen for more than a year, it's probably time to replace it with fresh ones. You can test if your cloves are still good by crushing one between your fingers. If you don't smell a strong, sharp, almost medicinal aroma, they're done. This simple storage change alone can mean the difference between getting real benefits and getting absolutely nothing from your cloves at all. Many people over 55 have been using the same jar of cloves for years without realizing they stopped working a long time ago. Don't let this happen to you. Fresh, properly stored cloves are the foundation of getting any benefit from this powerful spice in your daily life. Mistake number 2. Confusing regular culinary cloves with concentrated clove essential oil, which is an extremely dangerous error that sends people to the hospital. This is absolutely critical to understand, because clove essential oil is not the same thing as the spice you use in cooking at all. Essential oil is a highly concentrated form where all the active compounds are extracted and concentrated into a tiny amount of liquid that's incredibly powerful. Just 10 to 30 milliliters of concentrated clove oil, which is about 2 to 6 teaspoons, can cause seizures, liver damage, kidney failure, and loss of consciousness. These are not rare side effects or theoretical risks. These are documented medical emergencies that happen to real people who make this exact mistake. The problem is that many people think, if a little bit of cloves is good for me, then more must be even better for my health. This is completely wrong when it comes to concentrated forms, and this kind of thinking has caused serious harm to many people over the years. Think of it this way. Eating a whole orange is healthy, but drinking a bottle of pure vitamin C extract can make you very sick very quickly. The same principle applies to cloves. Using the whole spice in normal amounts is safe, but concentrated oil is a completely different and dangerous substance. Studies have shown that liver damage from clove oil poisoning looks almost identical to the damage caused by acetaminophen overdose, which is very serious. Your liver is responsible for processing thousands of substances every single day, and overwhelming it with concentrated eugenol can cause it to fail completely. Some people buy clove essential oil, thinking they can add a few drops to their tea or food to get extra benefits quickly and easily. But even a few drops of pure essential oil contain far more eugenol than your body can safely process at once without causing damage. If you see recipes or advice online telling you to ingest clove essential oil directly, ignore that advice completely, because it's medically dangerous. Essential oils are meant for external use only, such as diluted in massage oil or used in aromatherapy diffusers, never for swallowing or cooking. The safe way to use cloves is always in their whole or freshly ground form, added to food or steeped gently in tea, as people have done safely for centuries. If you want concentrated benefits, the answer is not to use essential oil, but rather to use cloves more regularly in proper amounts over time. This gradual, consistent approach gives your body time to process the compounds safely, and actually produces better long-term results than occasional large doses. Never, under any circumstances, substitute clove essential oil for culinary cloves in any recipe or home remedy you find online or in books. This single mistake can turn a beneficial spice into a poison, so please take this warning seriously and share it with anyone you know who uses cloves. Mistake number 3. Preparing clove tea and drinking it too concentrated or too frequently, which slowly damages your liver without any immediate warning signs. Many people, especially in our generation, learned about clove tea from family members or friends who swore by it for various health problems. The problem is that traditional home remedy culture often recommends using far too many cloves and steeping them for far too long in hot water. When you steep cloves longer than recommended, more and more eugenol leaches out into the water until the concentration becomes potentially harmful to your body. Research shows that 1 cup of tea made with 2 to 3 whole cloves steeped for about 10 minutes is the appropriate amount for most healthy adults. But many people use 5, 10 or even more cloves per cup, thinking that more cloves means more healing power and faster results for their problems. This is scientifically unfounded and can lead to a dangerous buildup of eugenol in your system, especially if you drink this concentrated tea every single day. Your liver has to work very hard to break down and eliminate eugenol, and overloading it repeatedly can cause silent damage that builds up over months. Think of your liver like a water filter in your home. It can handle normal amounts of impurities, but flood it constantly and it will break down. The early signs of liver stress from too much eugenol are very subtle: fatigue, mild nausea, or a slight loss of appetite that you might not even notice. By the time symptoms become obvious, significant damage may have already occurred, which is why prevention is so much better than treatment in this case. If you enjoy clove tea and want to drink it regularly, stick to 1 cup per day made with no more than 3 whole cloves maximum. Steep the cloves in hot water that's just below boiling for no longer than 10 minutes, then remove the cloves and drink the tea slowly. This gentle preparation method gives you the benefits of eugenol without overwhelming your liver's ability to process it safely over time. If you're using clove tea to address a specific health concern, consistency matters much more than concentration. Daily moderate amounts work better than occasional large doses. Some people make a big batch of very strong clove tea and drink it throughout the day, thinking they're being efficient with their time and effort. But this approach delivers far too much eugenol at once and doesn't give your body the breaks it needs to process and eliminate the compound properly. If you've been drinking very strong clove tea regularly for weeks or months, consider taking a break for a few weeks to let your liver recover. When you resume, use the proper amount of 2 to 3 cloves per cup and limit yourself to 1 cup per day maximum for safety. This simple adjustment can mean the difference between getting lasting benefits and slowly damaging one of your body's most important organs without even knowing it. Mistake number 4. Ignoring dangerous drug interactions, especially if you're taking blood thinners or diabetes medications, which is extremely common in people over 55. This is perhaps the most overlooked mistake on this entire list, and it's the one that can cause the fastest and most serious health emergencies. Cloves contain compounds that affect how your blood clots, and when combined with medications like warfarin, they can dramatically increase your risk of dangerous bleeding. If you're taking any medication to thin your blood or prevent clots, adding regular clove use can make your blood too thin and cause bleeding that won't stop. This can show up as nosebleeds that won't stop, bruises that appear without any injury, or even internal bleeding that you can't see until it's serious. Similarly, eugenol can lower blood sugar levels, which sounds good until you realize it can combine with diabetes medications to drop your sugar dangerously low. Low blood sugar can cause dizziness, confusion, fainting, and in severe cases can even lead to coma or death if not treated immediately with sugar. Many people over 55 are taking multiple medications every day, a situation doctors call polypharmacy, which increases the risk of unexpected interactions dramatically. Your liver uses specific enzymes to break down and eliminate many medications, and eugenol is processed through some of these same exact pathways. When your liver is busy processing eugenol from cloves, it might not be able to process your medications as effectively as it normally would. This can cause your medications to build up in your system to higher levels than intended, potentially causing side effects or even toxicity over time. The problem is that most people don't think to mention cloves to their doctor because they don't consider it a real medicine or supplement. But from your body's perspective, eugenol is a powerful compound that absolutely does interact with pharmaceutical drugs in measurable and sometimes dangerous ways. If you're taking any prescription medications regularly, especially blood thinners, diabetes drugs, or medications processed by the liver, you must talk to your doctor first. This conversation should happen before you start using cloves regularly, beyond just the occasional small amount as a cooking spice in your food. Your doctor can review your specific medications, check for potential interactions, and help you determine if cloves are safe for your particular situation right now. They might recommend adjusting your medication doses, monitoring your blood more frequently, or avoiding cloves altogether, depending on your individual health status and medication list. Never assume that because something is natural, it's automatically safe to combine with your medications without professional guidance and monitoring over time. This mistake has sent many people to the emergency room with bleeding problems or dangerously low blood sugar that could have been completely prevented with one conversation. Your health and safety are worth a simple phone call or visit to your doctor to discuss this before adding cloves to your daily routine in any significant amount. Mistake number 5, and this is the most important one, believing that cloves work exactly the same way no matter how you consume them, which is completely wrong. This misconception causes people to waste money, time, and effort on methods that don't work while missing the approaches that actually deliver real benefits to their bodies. Here's something that almost nobody knows. Eugenol is what scientists call fat-soluble, which means it dissolves in fat but not very well in water alone. This is absolutely crucial because it means that the way you prepare and consume cloves dramatically affects how much of the active compound your body can actually absorb. When you steep cloves in plain water for tea, you do get some eugenol, but you're missing out on much better absorption that happens with fat. Cooking cloves with a small amount of healthy fat, like olive oil, coconut milk, or even a bit of butter, helps your body absorb much more eugenol. Think of it like this. Trying to mix oil and water never works well, but oil mixes perfectly with other oils and fats, right? Your intestines work the same way. They absorb fat-soluble compounds much more efficiently when those compounds arrive mixed with some dietary fat to help carry them. This is why traditional recipes from many cultures naturally combine cloves with fats in cooking. They discovered through experience what science later confirmed about absorption. But here's another critical point that contradicts what many people believe. Very high heat actually destroys the beneficial compounds in cloves rather than making them stronger. Studies show that eugenol begins to break down and lose its beneficial properties at temperatures above 150 degrees Celsius, or about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So when people add cloves to dishes that are being fried at high heat or boiled vigorously, they're actually destroying the very compounds they want to benefit from. The myth that boiling or frying cloves makes them more powerful is completely backwards. Gentle, low heat is what preserves their beneficial properties best over time. The best way to use cloves in cooking is to add whole cloves early in low-temperature preparations like soups, stews, or slow-cooked dishes that simmer gently. This allows the eugenol to release slowly and steadily into your food without being destroyed by excessive heat, giving you maximum benefit from every clove you use. If you're making clove tea, use water that's hot but not actively boiling. Let the water cool for a minute after boiling, then add your cloves and steep gently. For even better absorption, consider adding a tiny bit of healthy fat to your clove tea, like a quarter teaspoon of coconut oil. which might seem strange but works. You can also consume cloves as part of meals that naturally contain healthy fats, which is actually the most effective and traditional way to use this spice. Understanding these principles means you can get 5 or even 10 times more benefit from the same amount of cloves just by changing how you prepare them. This is the secret that separates people who get amazing results from cloves from those who use them regularly but feel absolutely no difference in their health at all. Now let me give you the exact step-by-step way to use cloves safely and effectively so you can start getting real benefits without any of these risks. For cooking, use 1 to 3 whole cloves per dish, added early in the cooking process when the temperature is still moderate and not extremely high. For tea, use 2 to 3 whole cloves maximum per cup. Steep in hot, but not boiling water for 8 to 10 minutes, then remove the cloves before drinking slowly. Always buy whole cloves and store them in an airtight glass or metal container in a cool, dark place away from heat sources and direct sunlight completely. Before I finish, I need to be completely honest about who should not use cloves regularly or should use them only under medical supervision always. If you take blood thinners, diabetes medications, or have any liver condition, you must consult your doctor before using cloves beyond occasional cooking seasoning amounts. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, and I really hope this information helps you use cloves safely and effectively from now on. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like, leave a comment sharing your experience with cloves, and share this with friends or family who might benefit from this knowledge. You'll notice we have 2 videos on the screen now, and I'm sure you'll enjoy continuing to watch more content like this. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.